Alright. So, the summary of the case, the title of the case is Masterpiece Cake Shop versus Supreme Court of Colorado. Basically, what happened in the case is the baker refused to make a cake for a same-sex couple. They therefore sued him for discriminating against sexual orientation. Colorado ruled with the gay couple. Baker, in return, countersued and took it to the Supreme Court of the United States. And the Supreme Court of the United States ruled with the baker, saying that it was not discrimination because of the fact that he refused to make the cake because of the fact that it went against his religious beliefs.
And so, like, one position that there is like, there's Baker's position, and basically says that Baker has the right to refuse to make the cake because it violates his beliefs, his religious beliefs. And then the second position is when you're siding on the couple side, basically saying that Baker is discriminating against, same-sex wedding cakes, and that he should not be able to discriminate them just because of that. And so this has sparked a lot of controversy, mainly in the not really in the LGBTQ community, but it's just a big case for the community.
So it basically, if you don't mind, I'm gonna jump in.
Go for it.
So it basically just brought a lot of attention to everything that they were doing, and it just helped them more and brought them more rights. So in my opinion, I think that it's good that he didn't make the cake because of that is his right. We all have the right to freedom of religion, and we have to obey those rules first, basically. But I really think that it is wrong that some people would choose to discriminate. But in the world we live in, there's also so many other bakeries that you can go to that luckily we're at a point right now that even if someone refuses to give them service, they can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which is sad, but
I think that
just legally, that's my view.
I think it just opens up the door to how possibility other people can be discriminated against other things, like how I could bless you.
Bless you.
If it's against someone's beliefs to bless you. If it's against someone's beliefs to hang out with black people, and then I walk into a restaurant who's with somebody who owns that kind of restaurant, they could be leave because I don't allow black people in this store because of my religious beliefs. I feel that opens the door to that kind of stuff, which kind of makes that dangerous. Now, I do think that they had the right, but at the same time, there's still that open door. So at the same time, did they really have that right?
Any company has the right to refuse service. Any company can do what they want as long as it's a local company. They have the right to refuse service to anyone. It doesn't justify what they did, but it is an option. I mean, I understand that's a rule. Would you able to because you're gay, I can refuse service to you. I mean, I can understand no shoes, no shirt policy, but not no because you're gay. Then
So in that point, that would be discrimination. However, we gotta remember that this was against his religion. So I agree with the baker on this one. I feel that if it went against his religion, he shouldn't. He did the right thing. He didn't make the cake. So I support him.
Yeah.
Like what you were saying, there's so many other bakeries, local bakeries that you could have went to, and it just turned into this huge case that kind of seemed like it was taken out of
It almost seems like they got over offended.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When it was just his religion, I understand, if you are part of the community and seeing how it's wrong, I understand, but still that's his religion.
And I think that there's a difference between being hateful towards them and just disagreeing with
Right.
them. Because it would be a totally different case if he had called them some kind of slurs or
Especially if
told
violence
them
was
off. But
involved.
I really think it was on his own beliefs. He didn't feel right doing it, and that's something that we should all have a right to.
Yeah.
Especially if it was his company.
Right. Yeah. So that was quite an interesting case. How do you guys think this has affected society like today as of like 2019 when this case happened really not too long ago. It really didn't happen too long ago. How is it like affecting our society now?
I think it proved to like communities of minorities and of differences that people can stand up for what they believe in. It doesn't make it right that like they blew it out of proportion, but it did show like the LGBTQ community that they can speak up for what they believe in. So that kind of started a movement almost for them.
Yeah.
It really just like brought more and more attention to like problems.
Anybody else got any extra comments?
Well, to me, what basically this case did is it was basically the cornerstone for a lot of the LGBTQ things. Is to me, because until this case, I had no idea what LGBTQ was. Straight up honest.
Yeah,
No
I'm
idea
sure
what-
there's like he's not the only one either.
I mean, I knew that there were gays and lesbians out there.
You didn't know
You just
that
weren't
the
aware
I
of the
didn't
community.
know that they actually had like an organization like
Okay.
that. So to me, it basically was a cornerstone that gave them the ability to.
It probably brought that whole community together more as a whole to really like get together and like stand up as a rally, kind of to try to see if we can get their own rights and push what they believe in. But
For me, it was just like I mean I think I knew it existed. I just didn't understand like what all was like included in this kind of community, and so like even to a certain degree, I'm still not exactly sure what LGBTQ is. Like I have a general understanding to it. I think we all do, but like I don't think I have like an in depth because every time I hear something from somebody, it's something different, and then makes me ask more questions because I still have no idea.
But you don't want to like cross those boundaries
Right.
and be disrespectful.
Yeah, and
It's just
yeah.
curiosity.
Yeah, it is just curiosity. So I think that this case was did present like a lot of important stuff to our society.
I also feel like for that exact reason, there needs to be like, it also showed that like legally we need to work harder to like try to figure out the specifics of all these rules of like non-discriminatory because
Yeah.
when you have such like little understanding of another group, it's hard to really like lay out exactly laws for it or
Yeah.
just kind of guidelines because it's hard to tell for most people. So that's
Yeah.
another like interesting like side effect from this case. Hopefully now we're going to be working harder and harder on fixing that problem.
Yeah, and fighting against discrimination.
Yeah.
And also being like open-minded to everybody's beliefs and religion.
Right. As we should be.
Values, you know?
Yeah, as the United States, I mean there's a lot of different kind of people
There is.
like in this country.
Well, in the world.
Yeah, in the world. So we all have to like get used to like living with each other's differences.
And just like especially in the US, like we act as if we're like a melting pot for a bunch of different communities and
Yeah.
sexualities and cultural differences. And so I think this case really served as purpose to kind of accept everyone and respect others' opinions because I think they just like got offended by their opinion.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like it's just like fault on both parts.
not so much opinion as much as just beliefs. Like,
Yeah.
it's like important to raise stuff by. Like I can definitely understand that because like my grandparents would just sit at the table, you're not even gonna try to like
Change their
change their mind.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they believe. That's what they're going to believe.
And that's understandable.
But already you can just see a difference in our generation today of like how more understanding people are getting. Even if we were raised a certain way, it's less like hostile towards others. Even if we are strong set in our own ways, there's always room for other ways.
Yeah, exactly. And like you can still have those core beliefs and you can still believe in what you believe, but it's just a difference of acting upon that and like making someone else feel bad for what they believe in. That's the important line that you can't cross.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make this quick because I think we're actually probably gonna end the video soon. But anyhow, I don't necessarily think that's the fact that we're becoming more understanding as a community. I think it's just the fact that we don't want to be labeled as something that is like as viewed in the community as bad.
I wouldn't say it was like more of like beliefs or being labeled. It's just like that's the normal for you. Like that's just the normal for us.
Yeah.
There's a normal. There's lesbians and gays, and then there's like that's just the normal for us. There's nothing different. I think that's just what we're used to.
And I think this is more specific on our generation too, because we're Gen Z, and so we're a lot more assimilated and accustomed to meeting to like different kinds of people our ages. And so at one point you're just like, oh
If
wow.
we saw a gay couple at a store, we wouldn't be like, oh my god, like we're gonna die like this. Or if I saw my grandparents, if my
They'd be
grandparents saw a gay
completely freaked out.
couple, they'd be like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
what is that? They're
Right.
It's
yeah.
just very like shocking.
But to us, it's not like that anymore. I mean, for most of us.
Yeah.
We'll say for most.
I mean, you do make an interesting point as
Say
well
for
that
most.
everyone like is acting from different motivations.
So I mean, I have a few friends that are still not okay with it. Like he had to get used to it because his brother is gay, and so he had if he wants to have a relationship.
I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
He had to. I mean, he was not used to that. It was really hard for him.
I don't feel bad for the gay guy. I feel bad for his brother.
That's what she said.
So I think that we pretty much wrapped
Wait,
up
hold
our
on.
discussion. That was a great
And that's a wrap.
Well, that was great. Yeah, good talk, guys.
Thanks for watching.
That was awesome.